This world doesn't care how badly you want it. It doesn't care what you say you're going to do. It doesn't care about your feelings, your plans, or your dreams. It only responds to what's real, to what's built to last. Because this world, it tests you, not once, not twice, but over and over again, until it knows what you're really made of. That's the part no one warns you about. They show you the finish line, the rewards, the highlight reel, but not the weight you'll have to carry on the way there. Not the days when nothing moves and no one believes and you're running on fumes. Not the hours when you want to give up. Not because you're weak, but because you're human. And that is where the difference is made. Because people can start anything. Anyone can start with motivation. It's easy to show up when everything's exciting and fresh, but that doesn't last. What lasts is built in the places no one claps for. In the quiet, in the boring, in the repetition. When you keep showing up with nothing to prove, except to yourself. People fall because they build fast. They chase speed. They look for hacks, shortcuts, next best things. But anything built fast usually breaks even faster. If you want to last, really last, you've got to build deep. Not just wide, not just high. You have to lay a foundation no storm can shake. That means not chasing the dopamine, not living off hype, but learning how to keep going when nothing's clapping for you. Learning how to keep your word to yourself, even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when no one's watching. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know it's built right. Because if the pressure of the world can break it, it was never strong enough to hold what you said you wanted. So you slow down, you strip it back, and you build with intention. Not for the applause, not for the quick wins, but for the weight you know is coming. Because you're not here to burn bright for a moment. You're here to burn steady for as long as it takes. You're not here to be remembered for how fast you rose. You're here to be respected for how long you stood, built to last. Not just survive the fire, but be forged by it. You don't need the world to see you grinding. You don't need the room to go silent when you walk in. You don't need a crowd behind you to validate your direction. Because the ones who really last, they're built in silence. They're shaped in seasons where no one's watching, no one's cheering, no one's handing out praise. It's easy to look like a hard worker when eyes are on you. But who are you when they're not? What do your habits look like when there's no deadline, no competition, no audience? That's where real strength is built. Not in the spotlight, but in the repetition. Not in the noise, but in the quiet decisions you make over and over when no one will ever know. Every early morning where you show up anyway. Every long night where you push through one more set, one more rep, one more chapter. Every time you keep your word to yourself, not for reward, but for integrity. That's the part most people don't see. And honestly, most don't want to see it because it's not glamorous, it's not fast, it's not shareable, but it's the part that makes you unbreakable. You want to outlast? Then stop needing applause to take action. Stop needing proof that it's working. Because most of the time, it won't feel like it's working, but it is. Brick by brick, layer by layer, reps, days, choices, stacked. You're not building for a highlight. You're building for a life. One that holds up under pressure. One that won't fold when plans fall apart. One that doesn't need perfect conditions to stay consistent. Because what's built in silence doesn't fall apart in silence. It's steady, rooted, real. You don't always need to move fast. You just need to not stop. You don't always need to feel ready. You just need to stay honest. Honest to the work, honest to the vision, honest to the version of you that refuses to let this be another abandoned goal. This isn't about hype. It's about holding yourself to a higher standard, even when no one's watching, especially when no one's watching. So let them doubt, let them sleep, let them scroll past. You're not chasing attention, you're building something that lasts, and no one needs to see it yet. They'll feel it when it's done. Pressure doesn't create cracks, it reveals them. Whatever is hollow beneath the surface, pressure will find it. Whatever was rushed, whatever was built without depth, it won't survive the weight. And life will always apply pressure. Not just once, not just during the big moments, but again and again and again. It'll test your consistency. It'll test your patience. It'll test how well you built yourself when things were calm. Anyone can stay focused when everything's lined up. But when the distractions start creeping in, when comfort starts calling louder than purpose, that's when the cracks show up. And that's when most people fold. Because they train for speed, not for storms. They train for rewards, not resistance. But you're not here for speed. You're not here to feel good for a little while and crash when it gets hard again. You're here to be solid, to carry the pressure without breaking, to build a version of yourself that doesn't need things to be easy in order to show up fully. And that means doing the hard things before they're urgent. It means building character in the quiet seasons. So when pressure comes, you already know how to stand. You don't panic. You don't quit. You don't flinch. You remember what you've built, because the storm isn't there to destroy you. It's there to show you where you're strong and where you still need to grow. Let the pressure do its job. Let it reveal the weak points. Let it break the things that weren't meant to last. Because once you see what's real, you can rebuild stronger. You stop pretending. You stop rushing. You start doing the slow, hard work that most people avoid. That's where the real foundation is laid. In the discomfort, in the rebuilding, in the parts no one sees, but you know are there. And when that's solid, you don't need to fear what's coming. You welcome the pressure, because now you're not guessing what you're made of. You've proven it to yourself. So keep going, keep digging deep, keep showing up like it matters, because it does. You're not building a moment, you're building a life, a foundation that stands through whatever comes next, built to last. Because when the pressure rises, you rise with it. In the end, it's not about how fast you started. It's not about how loud your name was in the beginning. It's about who's still standing at the end. That's what legacy really is. Not the noise, not the trophies, not the stats, the followers, the flash. It's what remains after the hype dies down. It's what stays standing after the storms pass. It's who you've become when there's nothing left to prove, only truth left to live. You want to be built to last? Then build for something beyond the moment. Build like you're going to be here a long time. Build like this matters more than today, because a lot of people can do something once. They can show up strong for a week. They can grind hard when motivation hits. But legacy isn't built on bursts. It's built on discipline, on repetition, on the decision to keep showing up even when the feeling fades. And yes, some days you'll feel alone. Some days you'll wonder if it's worth it. Some days the progress will be so slow it feels invisible. But those are the days that shape the story. Those are the days that separate those who were curious from those who were committed. So don't chase a quick win. Don't build for approval. Don't look for shortcuts, because the people who build fast usually break fast. Instead, build with roots. Build with patience. Build with a heart that understands this is bigger than you, because it is. You showing up, that affects your family, your future, the people around you who are watching, even if they never say it. Your consistency gives others permission to believe that they can do it too. That's legacy. And not everyone will clap for you. Not everyone will understand the road you're on. That's okay, because you don't need everyone to get it. You just need to stay true to it. Stay true to why you started. Stay true to who you said you'd become. This isn't about having a perfect story. It's about having a lasting one. So be patient, be relentless, be humble enough to grow, and strong enough to never quit. Because in the end, legacy doesn't come from what you say. It comes from what you do, again and again, long after the world forgets the noise. You were never in this to impress. You were in this to impact. So take a breath. Look at how far you've already come. And now, Keep going, step by step, brick by brick, day by day, no matter what. Built with heart, built to last.